Over the weekend, your boy Kung Fu Kenny finally dropped the Drake diss.
Problemism is a real problem in the world, but it ain't the problem in this conversation. Niggas know in the deepness of their heart, all they want to do is get money and fuck bitches. I've always said being a black man ain't got shit to do with the color of your skin, right? It's about the consciousness of your mind. So like to challenge another man on his fatherhood, I think that's a great challenge for us to have going at each other. Like, are you a good father? Push past those feelings and he think about his vision. He think about his will, his plan, his ideas and shit. He execute. That's man.
If it's a problem, it's a solution.
That's not acceptable for men to do.
I'm building, I'm writing down my goals, and I'm executing, I'm on my mission, tunnel vision.
I like the setting of man to man. Man, it's just like a safe space to just speak freely upon everything.
Like, we talk like men.
Peace, family. Welcome to the Man to Man podcast, where we talk as gods. I'm your host, Steve Jones, and I'm here with my good brother, Mr. Professor Keys.
Professor Keys?
Because today I picked a topic, you know, it's kind of overlooked, but it's very pervasive in the entertainment industry. And it's the issue of colorism and mannerism and its representation and how it shaped us in film and in music. I ain't gonna lie, bro. I was Team Drake at first until I heard the diss. Now I don't know what the hell Drake can do, you know, to respond to this, you know. But I picked this topic today because I seen that Kung Fu Kenny was getting a lot of backlash for colorism.
It's funny because I just seen that Donald Trump had said that there's a growing concern with anti-whiteness in this country. And it had me thinking, man, it's such an interesting space we're in right now because problemism is a real problem in the world, but it ain't the problem in this conversation. Drake is not a victim of colorism. Stop the cap. Just stop it. And it's you soft ass fans that's the problem, right? Y'all too soft. And there's something wrong with y'all because here's the reality of it. You wanted to get with your white woman and you wanted to have all these mulatto babies and you may be light skinned. And so you placing all your insecurities, right? And projecting that through these lyrics. When y'all know that's not what we're talking about in hip hop. We've been through some of the worst beefs in the history. Cats that put each other mamas in the beef.
Yeah.
Wives. You know what I'm saying? People literally got shot and killed, right? And y'all done egged it on for this to go on. And now all of a sudden you can't make fun of him. But the reality of it is they're not making fun of Drake for him being biracial. Nobody care about that. We've had plenty of biracial heroes and we got plenty of musical artists that we rock with. I mean, we got white artists that we rock with. So being biracial ain't never been the issue. The issue is not about blackness. It's about pro-blackness. Right? That is the issue.
Yeah.
And
so, hold up. When you...
I gotta get this out.
Hey, I was just gonna say, when you say pro-blackness, right, is you saying like
we know
Drake's
what
not
saying.
fully pro-black?
Do you think Drake is pro-black? Could you just...
I'm asking you.
No, name me the pro-black song. he been...
I can't think of one.
He been the king of this shit for a long time. So, no, he's not pro-black.
Yeah.
Right? Not in the essence of what we consider pro-black. Right? And the idea of like, how are we talking about social consciousness and things of that nature? Absolutely no. He's not even like like even when you talk about like he's Jewish at the same time. There's a thing going on with Palestine, Gaza, Israel, Zionists. You know what I'm saying?
He ain't mentioned it.
He ain't even mentioned that.
Yeah.
So in your identity, what do you stand for? Because for me, your identity is about what you stand for. You can be melanated, you can have black parents, white parents, you can share DNA from both sides. But when a person is poking at, are you from the culture? And then you have this thing that we are American black, which is completely different than the rest of the world. The African descendants of this slavery that we went through, it's a completely different connection and inheritance that we particularly do have a monopoly over. There's a certain type of blackness that comes from America that we influence the rest of the world that they have to get from us. We know that. When you played a Lil Wayne back in the day when he was telling him, I told him, don't come over here and try to be talking about guns and all this gangster stuff because you see you with me. Keep it Canadian. That's what he said. Keep it Canadian. So it's nothing wrong with the Canadian guys. Like, we listen to The Weeknd. We love it. You know what I'm saying? Vibes. When he first came out, vibes. I didn't care where he came from. It was vibes. Same thing with Drake. I just want to be successful. That was my joint. You know what I'm saying? He made the song with Nipsey. Killer.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
This is where I think the issue is. I don't think the issue is colorism at all. I think the issue now is mannerism. When it comes to these boys, man, nowadays, their mannerisms is all fucked up. It represents something that has nothing to do with masculinity when it comes to man, which is why I don't relate to it.
Well, I think he definitely attacked the mannerism.
Yeah.
I think he attacked
I feel like that should have been, you know what I'm saying, the topic instead of colorism.
No, I don't think none of it should have been a topic. The topic should have only been whether it was good or not.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Was
like, hell yeah, it was good. We all listened to Drake. We all listened to Kendrick. We all listened to Cole. Right? That's not an issue. And when we come to this table of this thing, everybody's a fan of all these guys. Right? Now, we do have a society where, let's be honest, society is dumber today than it ever been. We got more tools than ever. And a dumb society is a non-thinking society. There's also a society with less morals than ever. Right? So they don't want to hear you talk about anything that's talking about growing up, taking responsibility, accountability. We still make fun of, and this is the paramount thing that we talk about. You start talking about lyrics, you get made fun of for being smart still. Oh, y'all just like it because intelligence is going over my head. How many street cats is like, I don't want to listen to that? Why? Because you don't want to think. And what is the biggest problem with our community and our cultures? We don't like thinking, so somebody else does the thinking for us. And Lucy and Grange, this man is the one winning through all of it because everybody going through him, right? But if we was thinking and we was putting infrastructure to our influence, then we'd have control. Then it'd be a whole nother level of respect for all of this. But let's be honest, like I've never met any of these guys besides saying what's up to Drake when we went to the spot, the concert out in Atlanta, right? But beyond that, I've been doing this for a while. You know what I'm saying? I haven't met any of them. So for me, hip hop is still distance. You know what I mean? I've met a lot of people in the rap game that I respect more because I have a connection with them to where they help me with my platform. And other people that I know, Cole and Kendrick and Drake ain't outside helping nobody platforms like that. You know what I'm saying? So they still distant as hell from the culture. Kendrick will really disappear on you for years. You know what I mean? Cole has more of a presence, but his feel like his individual thing, but he pushes out other artists that are socially conscious at the same time. He taps into that spectrum, and he has definitely a white mother.
Now, my thing with the whole, hip-hop beef that's going on right now, what is the end goal, right? So the end goal is profit. Listen, the end goal would be to take that Drake #1 spot, right? Which I don't think none of them can do.
I like the best part that I like about that rap album. I mean, this is when he was talking about his fatherhood. Because that's something that Kendrick pushed on his last album. And I've said this before. That was my favorite part of his album. That song about fatherhood. Because fatherhood is messed up. So like to challenge another man on his fatherhood, I think that's a great challenge for us to have going at each other. Like, are you a good father? Like, what really matters? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And I think it was a double entendre of the sense of not just, are you a good father? Are you a good father to these babies you out here raising with your music? You feel me? So I feel like that was a very powerful thing because even if him to address him being a good father, when we finally get those lyrics, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Even him to address the people saying that he's not black enough. We will finally get them lyrics, at least him talking about it. This provides him the perfect opportunity to address it and actually talk about it. And that's a more influential conversation, but people don't like talking about race. People don't like talking about politics, right? They tell you not to do those things because you don't want to upset these different crowds. So it's a sacrifice when you do this. It's a sacrifice for Kendrick to talk about these things.
Do you feel like at this point in time in Drake's, how can I say this? Do you think at this point in Drake's career, it's time for him to push the line and talk about these things? Because he didn't did everything.
Zero expectation of Drake. I just want to say this. Zero expectation. My only expectation of Drake is to create some more tunes and vibes. You know what I mean? I'm just being honest. That's like asking me, do I got expectations of Justin Bieber or The Weeknd? I'm serious. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't look to them at all. When we make observations about things, that's an observation. And then when you talk hip hop is connected to social political consciousness.
Yeah.
You feel me? Like he bought the Tupac ring. So now it's like you can't compare yourself to Michael Jackson and Tupac from who their character standpoint, because these guys, he said Tony Motola was a devil. He said Sony was devils. You know what I'm saying? Like Michael Jackson he put it out there. You feel? He was the biggest star in the world and he still was able to address real shit. You feel me? Tupac, come on, Tupac, I ain't gotta say nothing. So you can't, it's like Floyd Mayweather wanted to be Muhammad Ali. Muhammad Ali had the people.
Yeah.
That's different. You know what I mean? When you the people's champ, you champion the thing that people care about. I'm not expecting Drake to be the people's champ. I'm expecting him to be the industry's champ.
So when it goes back to that, if you expecting him to be the industry champ, right? So you basically can expect hip hop not evolving, and all of the kids that they raising gonna still keep putting out this watered down music, and none of it's gonna have soul to it.
The industry, hip hop evolved. The industry doesn't. The industry is a business meant to bottle a product and sell it to you, and figure out what is the best way that we can sell you a product. Products are based on science and data. You know what I mean? What is the best way? How do we get into people's minds? If you go on social media, everybody is telling you how to create a hook to get people to watch this and this. It's all about hacking the mind at this point. You know what I'm saying? It's not that this is the best thing that you should be watching. It's not organic out here at all. We live in an artificial world. It's not organic food. It's not organic content. It's not organic music. It's all, you know what I mean, like hacking and science-based and artificial. So that's a business, but that's what you do in a business. And I think that if people understood the industry business more, then they will stop having expectations of artists who are focused on packaging a product, because that product does not have to be good for you in order for you to consume it. And we know this because there's still people who smoke cigarettes and eat McDonald's, right? And they go drink their Pepsi every single damn day. So we know that there are people who consume products that we know are bad for us, but we do it to do what? Get through the day because we don't want to face reality, or there's trauma that we have built up in our bodies and our minds. They're not healthy practices, but they will make these pharmaceutical companies, they will make these big food and drug companies, they will make the music companies billions and billions of dollars per year. Black businesses, I was talking with Keenan saying that there's only about 12 Black businesses that make 20+ million a year. Like, that's bad. Yeah. I got to go check the stats on that, but that's bad if that's true. We don't even have Black media no more. You know what I'm saying? Like, Revolt was hanging by a thread and Diddy was representing that, right? And now it seems like they just want to get rid of that with the deals and everything. I'm not sure what's going on with that. Yeah. But BT is not Black owned. We don't have no Black owned nothing when it comes to media. So any of the narratives that's out there, we don't control it. The labels that are out there, we don't control the complete infrastructure of it. When people do get deals as independent, I understand they do partnerships and maybe they do have ability of control. I'm not saying that that's not possible, but we don't own and control it. It's different. Yeah. So it's like, at the end of the day, the best way to start making these changes is educating people. And we are operating with more of a collective mindset. But that's only going to happen with small tribes of people that decide to come together. If you're going to jump into Crownz Society, you're saying that I represent power, I represent knowledge of self.
Stepping in the name of drip, get ready with me. Stepping in the name of drip, get ready.
I wear the crown to just symbolize, like, I know who I am, I know why I'm here, I know my purpose.
It's abundance, it's royalty, it's prosperity, it's energy.
Put in.
Yeah.
I gotta walk with my head held high because you gotta see this and you gotta see this.
I believe that if anybody wants to be able to protect their mind and be able to think freely, you gotta get Crownz Society today, man.
Neo after the blue pill, the color palette's all black. James Bond mixed with Malcolm X in my Che Guevara era.
Speaking of the harmful products or whatnot that people consume, what do you think about them finally banning the red dye that's found in these foods
hot
such as
Cheetos,
Doritos,
Cheetos, chemical Listen, I was there with you. I ain't gonna lie. Them hot Cheetos had me in a chokehold back in school with the cheese on it and everything. Them hot Cheetos had me in a chokehold. You feel me?
Yeah.
But I didn't know that they was messing up my brain.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I was looking at a study about Japanese and Chinese kids and how they have this organization in school where their routine during like playtime, you know what I mean? They showed them like almost doing like Olympic type sets. And this creator was showing how the Japanese kids did it, or the Chinese kids is doing it. And the comment section was like, no, they got a communist government. They forcing them. So he was like, the Japanese children do it as well to eliminate the excuses. But they were saying that the effects that having all of this movement when you're doing like hyper intense workouts and things of that nature is better for the brain and the expansive and development of that brain, right? For different neurological processes that the children in America miss out. Not only that, when you look at the connection between the gut microbe and the hippocampus, which regulates mood, memory, and learning. So when we going to school and we're eating foods that we're digesting that's messing up our brain development, right? They're poisoning these kids in these schools all across the planet Earth. You know what I mean? And it's the worst thing on the planet. So when I was in high school, eating hot Cheetos and then going to class and trying to be focused, you feel me? Like, this shit is terrible. So if you go to some of them Ivy League schools, they not having that. They don't care, because it's kind of like the music industry, man. We can feed y'all whatever because we don't care about y'all life. We just want y'all to consume as much and be hooked as much as possible. So I think so much more food should be banned. I think cigarettes should be banned. 1,000%. 1,000%. I don't even, because sometimes when you give people choice, you know what I'm saying? I mean, and it's funny because when I talk about cigarettes, then you talk about tobacco, which is completely different, because the Native Americans used to use that, and there's some benefits that you can find when you're talking about that, right? But when we talking about these chemical-laced things that they just feed us and they give us, and then we smoke and we die our lives away, and then we have cancer marches, it's like at the end of the day, man, let's just go ahead and take the temptation out the situation. You feel me? So when people have that contemplation, they have no ability to even execute it. I just felt like rhyming, so I put that together. But it is what it is, man. We need to ban more of our foods. We need to ban, I seen a report that, and it probably was cap, it was valuetainment, but they were saying that Joe Biden decided not to ban menthol cigarettes because he wanted to keep his black voter base.
It might be true. I don't even think that's cap.
I don't think black people would have voted based
They love menthol Newport.
If that's the case, that's sad.
Now that shit already banned though.
That's sad.
It's banned.
It's banned.
Now, menthol cigarettes is banned.
It is?
Yeah, they've been banned for months now. Like
for months.
For like
almost
like I would say almost a year now. They've been banned for sure. Okay. All right, now it's a new study that says over 50% of Gen Z aspire to become social media influencers. You seen that?
Yeah, I think that's terrible, to be honest. In the sense that social media influencer, what are you going to influence? And if I'm thinking about this from like a real standpoint, like my child, like when I was young, I didn't want to be a social media influencer.
Yeah.
You know
well, this shit didn't exist. It was the 1800s.
Chill, relax. 1900s and 90s. When I was a child, but I'm saying, think about that. What is a social media influencer? It's not really a thing. Yeah. So it's like you have to develop your curiosity and figure out what are your gifts, your skills, and your talents.
Yeah.
And then you have to build a life around that. When you have 50% of people that say they want to do that, that's like saying 50% of children want to go to the league. Yeah, you want to go because you see everybody doing it, and the ones that at the top are successful. You don't see everybody else at the bottom that's struggling, right? So it's like anytime you got that many children that want to go do the same profession, you're going to get those at the top that will exceed because they have the skills to do it, and those at the bottom that will suffer. And in a society where the children just want to influence each other, like 50%, y'all just want to influence each other. What? Y'all don't have no life skills. Y'all don't have nothing to influence. Like, where's the wisdom? So the disconnect from the generations that just want to be on social media, I think is terrible. But I think like building your personal brand and building social media skills, understandable. But saying you just want to be a social media influencer, right? That's like saying you want to be an OnlyFans girl. Like, how about you develop who you are, what you're good at, and then build around that, build the technology and the tools and a life around that. But if you coming out of high school saying you want to do this because you are just a copycat because a social media influencer influenced you, be a leader. And that's what we do. We help people build brands based on their real skill set so they can have what we call good influence. So we can influence the world in some good capacity, right? And if you are real about that, you know, those who are real about it, they will succeed. There's going to be a lot of starving influencers for a very long time. The creator economy is going to double by the year 2027, according to Goldman Sachs, right? So there's going to be opportunities. Don't get me wrong. But it just feel like we're going to create a society, a bunch of little dumb kids that don't know what they really want to do. And they're not going to have much morals, and they're not going to have many values. They're not going to have any real ethical concerns. And they're going to be so tied into the matrix that they don't know themselves besides what they can monetize and what they can mimic to try to become a creator for a corporation, which is the same as you going to go work for that job. The only difference is now the legal structure that's set up. So it's like, all you saying is you want to go get a job for a corporation, because that's what you're going to end up working for, selling their products, because that's what they're doing on TikTok.
Now, speaking of influence, you reminded me of a topic that I didn't get to get into last week. And, you know, somebody in the industry that I could pretty much say.
Not to cut your wisdom, but hold that thought. I would say this. If you one of that 50% that want to be a social media influencer, this is my test for you. Write a book about something first. Don't use AI to write the whole book either. Write a book about something. Prove to yourself that you are an expert at something. You have a perspective that people care about. There's something that you learned, that you developed, right? Write that book. Then I believe that'll be a good framework to starting the rest of your career, to figuring out who you are, what you want to do.
Now, as far as figuring out, as far as figuring out what you want to do, who you are, influence, attention, it brought to this reminded me of a topic that I didn't get to get into last week. We ran out of time and whatnot. But the good brother, Kanye West, announced that he's launching Yeezy porn.
Man, I hope that's fake.
I think it's real because he said it, you know. But my thing is, right, do you think this is going to tarnish his brand? Now, you know, because he's usually known for music, fashion, and footwear. And by him, you know, stepping into the porn industry or whatnot, that shit just totally left field. And he got a lot of people that follow him, man. Do you think this is a strategic move on his part? Or do you think he just trying shit now? He don't know.
I just think Yeezy got
wasted potential.
He just got problems, man. That's true. He just got problems. That's it.
Yeah.
You live long enough to see yourself become irrelevant if you start doing shit like that. That's all. It ain't nothing. I don't even want to talk about him. Like, if that's true, I don't even want to talk about him. I wouldn't even want to talk to him. You know what I'm saying? Like, for real. I wouldn't even want to talk to him. Like that's it. Like,
yeah.
You like after that, like, you done for me. Like, you stop being a black man when you start doing shit like that.
Yeah.
It's weird. Yeah, I'm pulling your black card. You're no longer invited. If that's true, right? All I have to do is operate off these rumors, but I don't even want to talk about it because I ain't got no energy for it. There's certain things I ain't got energy for, man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Once you get to that point where I just feel like that's desperation. That's it. That's all it can be. But where we at in society and our lack of like having the ability to see the obvious, which is like collectivism, it does make me cynical a bit. It really does.
Yeah.
You feel me? It's like, man, everybody just wants to watch. And it's like, I don't even want to talk to people no more unless we build and we put some money behind something and we putting that shit together. Otherwise, shut the fuck up. Leave me alone.
Yeah.
You feel me? There's a lot of shit that's going on in the world.
Yeah.
And when you stand out, stand up, teach, educate, move, inspire, and none of these niggas be about shit besides goddamn building and getting money. That's it. Black men nowadays, not all of them, it's a lot of us that's, you know, that's out there working, but The niggas that we be celebrating just be some getting money niggas. That's all. They ain't got no morals. They ain't trying to liberate shit. They ain't trying to build shit. They don't care. And maybe it's that we immature and we starting this thing off and we still getting past first generational curses. But for the thing that I see for the most part, niggas know in the deepness of their heart, all they want to do is get money and fuck bitches.
Sound fun to me. No, I'm just playing. I'm just playing.
I mean, that makes you, you know, when we talk about being a black man, like what does being a black man mean? I've always said being a black man ain't got shit to do with the color of your skin, right? It's about the consciousness of your mind. You feel me? Like, there's a lot of black men out there that are melanated, that you can be the darkest brother on the planet Earth. But if you don't have no moral consciousness whatsoever in the fiber of your being for your people, then you are not black to me. I don't care if you got the Eve gene, you know what I'm saying, that follows back to the mitochondria of the blackest woman and man on the planet Earth. That means nothing. How many Africans out there are total sellouts to their whole entire country? What are we talking about blackness? You know what I'm saying? Like Africa is over there starving because a lot of their leaders are complete sellouts. These are Africans with a lineage from Africa. It ain't got shit to do with no biracial. We talking about your actions, your moral quality. Like, that's it. And niggas is like fucked up in the head. And hip hop is anti-black. Let's be honest. Hip hop talking about, like, if you a nigga that got your lyrics is about rapping, about murdering and killing niggas, nigga, you ain't black. Like, and the reason why niggas don't be feeling the Kendrick lyrics because he calling them out at the same time. Let's be honest. You know what I mean? What the fuck is black culture? You sporting FUBU don't make you black. Now, Forrest bias do make you black. You Forrest bias and you want to do something, I got something that's black for you. Pinky Code issued out a challenge about group economics to where, you know what I mean, every few days we pick a black business that's a startup, right? That's a digital business or online business or whatever, and everybody floods to support that business so we can start creating these influx of, right, capital infusions that they get from their business or whatever. That is something that's worth pushing out there in the media. We don't have enough black businesses and we complain about every single metric out there and why who not supporting us. But I'm gonna be honest, nobody should support us until we support ourselves. Nobody should. Y'all don't owe us shit. If we can't get our shit together to support each other, nobody owe us shit. I'm gonna be honest. Y'all can talk all that shit and y'all can be mad about it all y'all want. But if we can't support each other, we can't support each other businesses, if we can't link up, if we can't communicate, if we can't put differences aside on some higher level business and build it, we don't deserve shit. So y'all can go cry and bend over backwards and act like hoes all y'all want to, like y'all on some liberation status, but we know you not, because when you get money, you don't put that to do anything dangerous besides individualism, and you want to be celebrated like that's black excellence, but the only black excellence that can be qualified is if it's something of the collective. Anything else I can't respect. So, white people, brown people, Asian people, you know what I mean? Whatever the fuck, if they looking at this, they like, no, real shit.
Nah, yeah.
Because when we looking at this, if we ain't supporting each other, that's like a family that don't fuck with each other, don't support each other, and we complain about the outside world. It's just, I'm just done with it, man. It's just too much fakeness through and through. All these niggas be fake as shit. You feel me? And you can't do nothing. I don't care how big your heart is and your passion is. We know there's certain Goliaths that you can't fight unless you got the resources behind you. You know what I'm saying? That collectivism is the resources. That unity is the resources. So as I enjoy all of this shit that we be having as entertainment, that entertainment is just a numbers for the fact that we don't want to goddamn educate ourselves, execute, and build together. Now, if you bought that type of business and that's on your spirit, come rock with me. Anything else, I don't give a fuck about you. That's just where my heart is tonight.
Yeah, see, I already knew that you was gonna go on the rant when I asked the question. That's why I asked it anyway, you know, because I know certain shit that you don't like talking about, but at the same time, I know the difference between wants and needs. I know what some people be wanting, what they need. I knew you was gonna get on the rant at the end.
I just know that black men be struggling, black women be out here struggling. And, you know, we need some focus in this crazy ass world that's just trying to steal all ounce of our energy, all ounce of our ability to survive, all ounce of, right, our consciousness. And we deal with so much from all these different attacks. And I'm gonna be honest, it ain't even just black people, it's the common society. right? The media does this, the food does this, the air does this, the way we treat each other. All of this shit is just a very divided pool, right, of BS. And it's like, I don't have no energy for that. I want to see people reach their unlimited potential. I want to see people aspire to be better. I want to see people create and innovate. I want to help create more leaders in the world where we have good influence. I want to see real media to where we get to shape the narratives that build our world. I want to see these things continue to progress and get better. That's my mission. That's my fight. I don't like the fake education. I don't like the fake media systems. I don't like the fake individualism, right? I don't like all of the complaining. I don't like the bad influence, the bad leadership, right? I don't like all of the capitalism culture without consciousness connected to it for some point of cultivating something better. Nah, I'm for the opposite of all of that.
Yeah. So I'm going to get into the last topic.
What's the last topic?
Yeah, the last topic is shit. Hopefully you go to this church shit after tonight, you hear me? I seen the pastor, he's passing out shrooms and he giving cannabis to all his followers or whatnot. But I've been seeing this as like a trend that's going on now. Arizona just passed the law to legalize ayahuasca in the church and whatnot. What's your thoughts on this?
Man, you know I've had shrooms before.
Yeah. You got a shroom story?
Yeah, I got one. It's an exclusive. I remember the first time I had a good trip on some shrooms. Didn't take a lot. It was a little. And I was with my older brother and my cousin. Now, you know Adrian. Adrian, he be wild, especially back in those days. His temperament is always over the place. You know what I mean? You never know what he go do. And this day, Adrian took some shrooms too. And we decided we would go out to the mall, go talk to some females, things of that nature. And it was the first time that I seen Adrian ego just completely drop. And he was the coolest that I ever had experienced him before. And it was just the smoothest day possible. Everything was just player. It was just all vibes through and through. And I was like, you know what? I can get with this thing called shroom. You know what I'm saying? And what I seen was, it was a complete breakdown of that ego and all of those things. And I've always seen my older brother, like he got some trauma in his brain. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's certain things that you have to fix when you got traumas in your brain. And sometimes like those psychedelics can help in a therapeutic way to help deal with some of those stressors that's going on. And I don't recommend that everybody just go do psychedelic trips because, you know, some can make it worse, especially if you're not in the environment, right, that can help cultivate that, you know. But I just remember having that particular one. And it was like, man, I finally get to see my brother, what it's like for him if he would have never went through all of the traumas, you know what I mean, that mess with his brain, that kind of put all of this armor that he has to constantly keep up. I was like, damn, if my brother can stay like that, we can build together forever.
Yeah, I remember I had a shroom trip. I think I was with y'all, matter of fact, but you didn't take the shrooms with me. And I was sitting on the waterfront in Miami. And this was right after I had came home from jail, you know, so I had like a lot of unhealed trauma that I was going through mentally that I never talked about because I was suppressing it or whatnot. But when I took these shrooms this particular day, I was sitting on the dock of the bay and I was just looking at the water and I just started smiling and tears started coming down my face, you know. And Bashir came out, he was like, bro, what's wrong? You good? I'm like, bro, I'm just happy right now. I was like, bro, look at this water. You know, from ancient times up until now, how many people gave up in life and just said, fuck it, and just jumped in the water, just gave up on life. And it just reminded me now that, like, bro, we got to be strong. We got a lot of shit on our shoulders that we got to carry and be symbols and be representations of that masculinity or that change that we want to see. We got work to do. The job ain't going to never be over because we can't jump in that water. Not jumping in the water, you know, we got to be strong for the people that gave up and show them, be the template for people to show them like, no, it's a way to overcome all of this trauma and shit that you're going through, you know. And that was the message that I got from the shrooms, you know. So I only take shrooms when I want to get a message because I know the universe is going to give it to me in a way I didn't articulate it at first, being, you know what I'm saying, in a regular environment, in reality or whatnot.
Nah, I was seriously up all night. You know what I mean? I took a couple of drops of this, and I think I took it too late, right? I took it probably around like 5 o'clock. I didn't think it was going to keep me up to like 2, 3 o'clock. But it was good, though, because I was doing hella work. Like, I was knocking it out because I had to do a lot of stuff on the back end for the show. But the disclaimer on this one, don't take this if you want to goddamn be focused. If you don't want to be focused all day long, just knocking it out with no distractions. Because my mind was calm. I had my system ready to go. I was energized. And I was just boom, 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 boom. And once I got in that flow, I couldn't be distracted nor slanted nor taken off. You feel me? That Supermind really have you up there going. It's like Viagra for the brain. It had me definitely mentally up all night, for sure. Because it almost got to a point where it felt like I couldn't tell when I was supposed to go to sleep because I didn't get no drowsiness. But then I realized that once I got into bed, you know, I was able to naturally just fall into a sleep, so it was still good. It wasn't one of the ones that just, you know, had me with insomnia. It would just basically tell me when you want to go to sleep, you can. But beyond that, that Supermind had me working. Yeah, this is my fix. I don't need nothing else, for real. That boy said that boy Garcia was popping them pills. I mean, them PEDs. What had he say?
Believe it.
What you mean you don't believe it? I don't think it's not disputed. It's not contested.
Yeah. I mean, he just came out and said that they lying on him because he put a video up right after that. Say if they say I took steroids or whatever the hell I did,
well,
how come they didn't stop the fight before I went in the ring? Because they get the results back before the fight.
Well, it start with M and it ends with Y. And you know why? Cause money, boy.
So you think he paid to fight, get in the ring and fight?
Well, he definitely paid to get in the ring and fight. He literally paid like $1.5 million for coming overweight. You know what I'm saying? So I know that, but I mean, listen, I'm just saying what's out there. Know that for a fact. I just know that we have to wait probably another few days to see exactly. Yeah. But of course he gonna say no. Yeah. But the question is, if it was true or if it is true, now what do you think about his win?
I mean, obviously he breached it. Now it don't count, you know. And then I don't even think it should be a do-over. If he did, he should be banned from boxing and shit. Kick him all the way out the sport. You hear me? Like, because if you cheating and shit, calling yourself the champ, got us celebrating you and all of that, and you doing some lying. Now, however, like I do feel like, since steroids and shit got banned from baseball been boring as hell.
But boxing is different. Yeah. Boxing is dangerous. You take some steroid and you hit somebody a certain way and they die. Like it ain't life and death with baseball. You know what I'm saying? Like boxing is like one of those where you gonna see immediate increase in performance. Because if you on a drug and you can't feel nothing, man, you got them in there just bing, 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 just going at each other. Yeah. Like at the end of the day, if you just allow, allow cats on steroids, they gonna beat each other to death.
But check this out, like now you see your boy Jake Paul and Mike Tyson about to fight. One young, one old. Do you think the older guy should need like a little boost of steroids to keep up?
Yeah, I think he should take a little something. I think that's there. You know what I'm saying? Get his levels right. You know what I'm saying? Get his levels right.
Man.
I think that's all fair. You know what I'm saying? I think, but you know, Mike Tyson is a monster, so anything can happen. You know, but when you get up that age, everything, you gonna have to take something because your body, if I would imagine his testosterone levels is all right because he keep up in shape and things of that nature. But once you get up to that age, it's much harder. You know what I'm saying? You have to do a lot of things to stimulate that, to optimize your testosterone levels. So, I wouldn't be mad though. It's what it is. Listen, man, whatever Mike Tyson need to get this W,
whatever, just make sure you win.
W, baby. Let's bring it home. You know what I'm saying? Whatever you need to do. Well, what you need from me, Mike? I got you. What you need?
Tell the people what
I'll walk out of the room in the ring with you. You feel me? It's good. Man, you know where you can find me, man. All y'all have to do is go to 19keys.com. If you want to tap into in our communities, you want to tap into assisting you help build your personal brand, right? We want to help you build you a 6 to 7 figure podcast. Everything that we're doing is based on our results, our expertise, and our mastery, right? People have seen what I've been able to do in the field, and I am one of the leading when it comes to having one of the top shows in the world, and the rest of the culture follows behind that, because they looked at our production, they looked at the quality of guests, they looked at the topics that we have, and we showed them that it was possible. A lot of them behind the scenes I have conversations with, and we consult them. And now we're ready to share our blueprint with you. So if you want to learn how to build you a 6 to 7 figure podcast where your voice can be heard and you can have good influence in the world, all you have to do is go to 19keys.com, make sure you apply for the high level community, and we'll see you on the other end. Peace to the family. Y'all be blessed.
Peace to the family. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.
Welcome to the Man to Man podcast.